Good morning, my fellow Goans. Today is a special day for us. We complete 59 years of liberation. We march into the Diamond Jubilee celebration. So let's rejoice. Let's thank the Lord. Let's thank our ancestors who fought for it. As we rejoice and thank God, let's also seek God's blessing and protection on our motherland. Today we read about two powerful miracles in the Bible. Do you believe in miracles, my friend? I do. We should believe because our Bible is full of miracles. The first reading is taken from the book of Judges, chapter 13, verses 2 to 7 and 24 and 25. There was a man of Zorah of the tribe of Dan called Manoah. His wife could not bear children. The angel of the Lord appeared to this woman and said to her, "You have not borne children and have not given birth. But see, you are to conceive and give birth to a son. Because of this, take care not to take wine or any alcoholic drink, not to eat unclean foods from now on. For you shall bear a son who shall be a Nazarite of the Lord from the womb of his mother. Never shall his hair be cut, for he is consecrated to the Lord. He shall begin the liberation of the Israelites from the Philistine oppression." The woman went to her husband and told him. Later the woman gave birth to a son and named him Samson. The boy grew and the Lord blessed him. Then the Spirit of the Lord began to move him. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. The Gospel is taken from the book of St. Luke, chapter 1, verses 5 to 25. In the days of Herod, king of Judea, there lived a priest named Zechariah, belonging to the priestly clan of Abiah. Elizabeth, Zechariah's wife, also belonged to a priestly family. Both of them were upright in the eyes of God and lived blamelessly in accordance with all the laws and commands of the Lord. But they had no child. Elizabeth could not have any, and now they were both very old. An angel of the Lord appeared to him standing on the right side of the altar of incense. On seeing the angel, Zechariah was deeply troubled, and fear took hold of him. But the angel said to him, "Do not be afraid, Zechariah. Be assured that your prayer has been heard. Your wife Elizabeth will bear you a son, and you shall name him John." Zechariah said to the angel, "How can I believe this? I am an old man, and my wife is elderly too." The angel replied, "I am Gabriel, who stands before God, and I am the one sent to speak to you and to bring you this good news. My words will come true in their time, but you would not believe, and now you will be silent and unable to speak until this has happened." Meanwhile, the people waited for Zechariah, and they were surprised that he delayed so long in the sanctuary. When he finally appeared, he could not speak to them, and they realized that he had seen a vision in the sanctuary. He remained dumb and made signs to them. When his time of service was completed, Zechariah returned home, and sometime later, Elizabeth became pregnant. For 5 months she kept to herself, remaining at home and thinking, "This for me is the Lord's doing. This is His time for mercy and for taking away my public disgrace." The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. My dear friends, in olden times, human beings communicated with the angels. The humans and the superhumans, the supernaturals, had communications. What an awesome, privileged feeling it might have been to communicate with those who live in the other world. In both the readings of today, angel brings good tidings. In the first reading, the angel is not named, but in the Gospels, it is the same Archangel Gabriel who announced the birth of Jesus and JB. In life, my friends, God speaks to us in ways we cannot comprehend. We just have to believe. Where there is no hope, God gives hope. Where there is no solution, God becomes the solution. Where there is destruction, God becomes the restoration. The God of the Bible is a mighty God. The psalmist says in Psalm number 46:10, "Be still and know that I am God." Manoah's wife, the mother of miracle baby, had no hope. She had to be still to know how God works. Zechariah had to lose his voice and be still to know how God works. Elizabeth, Mary's cousin, mother of John the Baptist, had to be still and believe in God. Mary had to be still and believe the unbelievable. People of Israel in exile in Egypt had no hope whatsoever, no solution in sight. They had no sign of freedom, no sign of restoration. Then suddenly God raises Moses. Moses comes and says, "What God is so close than Yahweh?" Empowered by the power of God, he goes to Pharaoh and says the immortal words, "Let my people go." My dear fellow Goans, 60 years back our ancestors had the challenge of liberation. They fought, they won. In 1967, Goans fought to preserve their identity and heritage. They fought, they won, thanks to Dr. Jack de Sequeira and the other leaders. Now is our time. We, the modern Goans, we have a challenge. Our challenge is not about freedom. Our challenge is not about identity. Our challenge is about preserving and protecting our heritage, our culture, our language, our mountains and rivers, our communal harmony, in one word, our Goenkarpon, for our future generation. Facing any challenge, overcoming any problem is possible with God by our side. When the God of Israel was with the army of Israel, the neighboring nations gave a walkover in the battle. Israel used to win without even raising the sword. Let's invite Jesus, my friend, in our struggle to fight for our motherland. When Jesus walks in, there are miracles. With Jesus by our side, we have victory. Believe in Jesus, believe in miracles. Today we need Him all the more. My dear fellow Goans, as we step into the Diamond Jubilee celebration of our liberation, there are lots of issues plaguing our Goenchi Mati. Issues such as environmental destruction, unplanned development, corruption, communal tension, political insensitivity, migrant issues, and many others. Lots of Goans are fighting to save the soul of Goa, to save the Goa of the past, to save our heritage, our mountains and our rivers. But in all these endeavors, we Goans are missing one important ingredient, and that is our Goan unity. So let's unite. We Goans need a miracle of unity. Different groups are fighting various Goan causes. They need to forget their political ambition and come together. Goinso Awaz, Goinso Ekvot, Goenchi Mati, Revolutionary Goans, whatever we call ourselves, the need of the hour is our strong unity. The Punjab farmers in the north and the people of Kerala in the south are a great source of inspiration for our unity. My dear fellow Goans, remember one thing: more battles are won on bended knees than with guns and bullets. The Battle of Lepanto in 1571 is a classic example. They won the battle praying the rosary. Therefore today we have Our Lady of Rosary. Prayer, my friend, is more powerful than social media protest. Let's be warriors of prayer in liberating our motherland. Let's unite. Viva Goa, Viva Goans, long live Goenkarpon. Cheers!